I wanna wake up every morning feeling better, cause I know you're sleeping by my side. And every moment we're together I remember just to keep it all for you and I see that body in the sunlight, feeling the heat and it feels right. I wanna do this for the rest of my life. Oh, I know, you know the vibe. I wanna stay with you every night. You and me underneath the lights. I'm always good when you're by my side. I know, you know, you're on my mind. You really make me come alive. I wanna be here for the rest of my life. Looking for sun rays, needing them good days. Fly me away, away, you're my holiday. Cool like the ocean, lost in emotion. Find me away, away, you're my holiday. Whenever you're here it's a good time. Strawberry shirts in the sunshine, ice cold drinks till the moonlight. You're my holiday. Whenever you're here it's a good time. Strawberry shirts in the sunshine, ice cold drinks till the moonlight. You're my holiday. I wanna stay up till the morning with you talking, just to listen to the things you say. And every time we're in the middle of the city I imagine us so far away. I see that body in the sunlight, feeling the heat and it feels right. I wanna do this for the rest of my life. Oh, I know, you know, you're on my mind. You really make me come alive. I wanna be here for the rest of my life. Looking for sun rays, needing them good days. Fly me away, away, you're my holiday. Cool like the ocean, lost in emotion. Find me away, away, you're my holiday. Whenever you're here it's a good time. Strawberry shirts in the sunshine, ice cold drinks till the moonlight. You're my holiday. Whenever you're here it's a good time. Strawberry shirts in the sunshine, ice cold drinks till the moonlight. You're my holiday. You're my holiday. You're my holiday.
There you go.
I ain't got no time for when I wake up, yeah. Believe me, I see through a lot of fake love, yeah. But I'ma let it go because it really ain't a thing to me, yeah. I stay focused on my trip, I'm flying. You stay lying, I ain't lying. Shit, you say I can just read your mind, zero mind. I stay shining, ain't no dimming over here. I don't go to panic for that interview. I can call whenever for that rendezvous. Fill the room, I got presents. And I never came in with a thing in the village where the only thing that they view is me. How can they cancel when the only thing that made me was me? Been gaining titles since a teen, Granny Dupree, and bitch I'm still here, standing like a pando tree. Bitch I am OP. I ain't got no time for when I wake up, yeah. Believe me, I see through a lot of fake love, yeah. But I'ma let it go because it really ain't a thing to me, yeah. I stay focused on my trip, I'm flying. You stay lying, I ain't lying. Shit, you say I can just read your mind, zero mind. I stay shining, ain't no dimming.
I put that shit on, I be getting from these owners, I be fly as hell. I get bro no hope about they out there, even though it's far as hell. I fly different bitches out the hang, I got 3 spots to chill. Ain't gon' lie, the way this K blast, I got 'em on for real. Put down that Drake, I turn this Glock to a fully auto. Gucci headband on my head like Leonardo. Took a plane and 2 FNs when I went to Cabo. I was getting head on the jet, she playing mulatto. Made it out the mud, came from nothing, I'm a thug. Never asked for a second chance, I'ma go outside and jug. Perry Ellis sweatpants with 100,000 in the club. Surrounded by the same motherfuckers from my hood, I'm good.
Don't take my time for granted. You seen the start to where I'm at, you know that I'm about it. I'm changing views, there's nothing you can do, and I believe in my crew. I ain't got no time for when I wake up, yeah. Believe me, I see through a lot of fake love, yeah. But I'ma let it go because it really ain't a thing to me, yeah. I stay focused on my trip, I'm flying, you stay lying, I ain't lying. Shit, you say I can just read your mind, zero mind. I stay shining, ain't no dimming over here. I'm gonna need therapy.
All right. Good morning. I'm here with Mike as always. I'm Mayo and this is Eminem Sports. And for some reason we can't see Mike. Let's find out what I did. Oh, I'm dumb. Excuse me.
Hey, on the plus side, you got it right. Called yourself Mayo.
Hey, progress here, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Shout out to everybody here early. Kat, Ruby. I'm sure Siobhan, Joe.
I know our boy Kyle's in here, actually.
100%.
Shout out. That's great because my first topic is what we talked about earlier today, Kyle. Should be a good one.
Kyle's always in here. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Everybody here's in early. We got mad love for y'all. We got a new little thing on the screen too for the stream. You guys should be able to see your
trying to help you out,
chat.
man.
Everybody that's here. Joey, what's up, buddy? Thanks for being here, man.
Hey, man, have fun at that Christmas party. Wish we could see you, man.
Yeah, for sure. If I didn't have to sign a contract, I might be there. But you know, Mike, how you doing, man? I didn't ask you yet.
I'm doing all right. Got some new furniture that came in. Looks pretty good. Set it up. Sorry, I was trying to adjust the camera because. No,
you good, man. We need to figure that out one of these days and be professional off stream.
Yeah. Yeah. So pretty good day so far. How about yourself?
Good, man. Thanks for asking.
Oh, hey, thanks, Kyle. Yeah, Mayo made some changes to the overlay. It looks really good. I really like the live chat area. So.
Need to make the chat stay constant instead of disappearing, but we'll fix that next time. We're here to talk some basketball today, ladies and gentlemen. Before we jump right into that, though, I did want to say there was a report today that Russell Wilson is interested in 3 teams. Did you see that, Mike?
No. Go do tell.
So, New York Giants, New Orleans Saints, and last but not least, the Denver Broncos.
Ooh, I bet you're excited about that. Although you were like, I don't know if Russell Wilson has it anymore.
I prefer to draft a quarterback at this point and get 10 years of success with the right coaches. But if Denver's going to rent another QB to get another Super Bowl, we'll just continue what we always do, right? You know our best drafted quarterback is Brian Greasy. That's pretty bad, right?
Are you talking about like all time?
Yeah, is Brian Greasy or Jay Cutler?
I mean, You don't count Elway. I know he got
We didn't
drafted by
draft.
Baltimore and
Yeah.
they traded him in the draft. So
Yeah,
he
he doesn't
basically. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, man, that's rough.
Yeah.
Brian
You
Greasy
can put
wasn't bad
Tebow, and
though.
here's even worse statistic for you though. The
Yeah.
only QB to win a playoff game we drafted was Tim Tebow.
Ooh, Denver.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing over there.
Yeah, me neither. So I got my Nuggets gear on today. Mike might recognize this jacket here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, where's the patch?
That jacket right there is a retro Nuggets warm up I gave Mayo a couple of weeks before I left San Antonio. I know he was a big Nugget fan, so I got it because I just thought it looked fly.
Yeah, dude, love it, man. Mike hooked me up with this one. So while we're on the Nuggets, I'll start off with something today. I don't normally start with a lot of NBA topics, but I had an argument on Twitter earlier today that I think Kyle would enjoy hearing us discuss as well. Somebody was arguing with me that CJ McCollum is a better basketball player than Aaron Gordon. And my argument on this is that CJ McCollum is a better scorer, and that's it. You got Aaron Gordon, who is a better defender, better rebounder, better post player offensively.
Better finishing at the rim.
To me, a better passer. I know that sounds crazy, but I believe that's true.
I can see that going either way on the passing, but I get your point. Yeah, like Gordon's definitely leading these stats.
He averages 14, 6, and 4. And this all came out because Lillard said that he would prefer to play with somebody like Aaron Gordon. And the NBA seems to think like it's a joke, like Aaron Gordon's some scrub. But if he had Aaron Gordon, he'd have a lot more success than if he has CJ McCollum, in my opinion.
So I would say a lot of the casual NBA fans didn't really follow up with Aaron Gordon because, well, one, he was drafted by Orlando, and they really don't develop their players, and they really have a history in the last, 15 years of just being crap. And he just didn't get enough recognition, right, except the dunk contest, and everybody knows him as a high-flyer dunker. And then, even you were skeptical when he came to Denver at first, and I told you, I was like, man, that's a steal. Y'all got a hell of a player. It was a guy that I wanted in San Antonio. I think him matching up with Dame and Joker would put them one of the top teams in the West and easily put them in contention to win a championship.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just funny to me that a lot of people see CJ McCollum as this impossible superstar to be moved. To me, honestly, this is an honest statement. He's a slightly better Will Barton. He's a good role player, a good third option maybe, but I don't see him as one of the best superstars in the league.
Yeah, dude, he kind of gives me that this isn't, they're not the same player, but he gives me a JJ Redick type vibe where he's the third option, and if you can get him a wide open shot, yeah, and he can. But McCollum's definitely a better creator. He can create his own space and make shots. But that's the vibe I get for him. I don't see him as a pure one, and hell, he's a 2B really for most teams.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm ragging on CJ. I do want to say that he does have a collapsed lung. He got taken off the court, I think last night.
I'm talking about overall, not this season. To be fair.
No. And I just wanted to say, wish you speedy recovery. I know we're ragging on you. I don't wish you any harm, Will.
Me neither. But I'm just talking about basketball assets, man. But
dude,
I want to see you play basketball. I just not I don't want to see you on the court, but.
Yeah. You make the game more competitive. I just don't think you're gonna win a championship with the people around you right now.
Yeah. All right. What you got on the agenda for today, Mikey?
Well, it's funny that you led with that Nuggets talking about Dame wanting to play with Aaron Gordon, because that's kind of what I wanted to talk about first was Portland and Golden State. It's a big matchup for TV viewers because Steph is he's only 16 threes away from being the number one all-time three-point shooter in the NBA. And if he breaks it tonight, he would also break his teammates' record, which is 15 made threes in a game, which Klay Thompson did. So with Portland being undermanned and Steph like to show up on big time games like this.
More than 15 threes?
I don't know. I do predict he'll probably get 10. He'll probably shoot 25, but he'll get like 10 of them, and he'll probably get 40 points. Moose and I were talking about it today. He goes, I see Curry going for 50. I can honestly see that. But I'm going 40 to 45 points tonight. Portland's undermanned.
What was that guard Portland had? Hold on real quick.
Simmons?
Yeah,
Or
that
Simons?
one who
He sprayed.
Is Mecklemore playing?
Ben McLemore is playing.
Oh, yeah, he's not dropping 50 on him, dude.
No?
Nah.
You like Ben McLemore?
Defensively, yeah.
He was one of those guys in college. He was supposed to be a stud, right?
Yeah.
In college, he led Kansas to a national championship. He had all the tools. He's a really good shooter, and he's a pretty good defender. He's a really good 3-and-D wing.
Yeah.
But I still see Steph probably getting 10 threes a night.
I think he'll definitely shoot a bunch. It all depends on him too, right? If he's in that Steph Curry mode where he's hitting from half court, he can easily drop 50, and it doesn't matter who's guarding him.
The last 3 games, he's hit a half court shot.
Yeah.
So he's in that zone.
He's had a crazy season this year so far too, but
yeah, dude. The reason I don't see him breaking it, Kyle, is I feel like Golden State's gonna be up huge in this game, and they're gonna bench him in that fourth quarter, so he won't really have a shot.
That could happen too.
Yeah,
depends how close he is though. If he's at like 11, I don't think they'd bench him.
Yeah. If it's a manageable like under 12, I guess the NBA now does like 15, right? But like when you and I were growing up as kids, like if it was a 10-point game with 2 minutes left, the bench came in. Now it's like, oh, that lead's got to be close to 20, and we'll still keep our starters out there because I know you get mad because like the Joker will be out there. Yeah, and there's like an 18-point lead, dude, and you're like, I'm with you, man.
I meant like if he has like 10 plus threes.
Yeah.
Even if they're winning by like 30, I don't think they'll take him out.
Ooh. Well, we'll see. That'd be fun to see.
Because I think he's gonna be like, nah, leave me in here. I'm gonna try and get this, and then he's gonna just start jacking him up.
So Moose brings up a point. Ray Allen took about 1,200 games to get to where he's at in the 3-point field goals made, and Steph did it in 800 games. I think a lot of that has to do with the NBA, the way it's changed.
Yeah.
Because like guys were only shooting like 5 threes a game. Like Ray Allen probably. I'm not going to say Steph is not better than Ray. What I'm saying is Ray's numbers would be much higher if he was in today's NBA.
As good as Ray Allen is, though, and Reggie Miller is, and all these old school shooters who made those threes while defense was a lot more difficult and you could hand check and things like that, Steph Curry is still the best shooter that we've ever seen and will ever probably see in the NBA. Like, it's going to be difficult. He's a 1 in a million talent, so be happy that you're getting to watch something like that. He's the only thing I don't like about Steph is the defensive efficiencies that he brings to a team, which is unfortunately no fault of his, but his size.
Yeah. But he gives you the effort.
He does try.
Their championship runs, he was averaging like almost 2 steals a game, and he was given the effort of running guys down.
But this is just why I'm saying he'll never go down as like one of the best players ever. But he will go down as the best shooter and one of the best offensive players ever for sure.
That was my next transition. Talking about Steph, I wanted to see your take. Where do you have Steph ranked as top point guards of all time? And my thought was if I'm building a team and I have all the other pieces around me, right? Defensive, rebounding, all that other stuff. I think you can put Steph at number 1, but I can argue some other players because they bring other intangibles.
I don't. In all honesty, the only other point guard I would say that you could put there instead of Steph, if you have that on your team, right, is Magic Johnson. Outside of that, it's either him or Steph. But if you're asking me from basketball playing standpoint, I would take Magic, Oscar, Isaiah.
Oh yeah, dude. A lot of people don't understand Isaiah was a stud,
Yeah.
and his career ended a little early because of a wrist injury that he had surgery on. But that guy was no joke. He was a menace on the defensive end, and he could score 25.
Then I would have Curry right there with Kidd and Nash.
Yeah. Where do you have Stockton ranked in that? Because Stockton's all-time leading assist person, which
Well,
is a
yeah, but again,
ridiculous
like
number.
it's the same as Steph, right? He was one of the best players ever at passing into the ball.
Yeah.
But the other deficiencies he has, to me, the other guards are better than him that I mentioned. The top four: Oscar,
Yeah.
Magic, Isaiah.
But I know Stockton had some all defensive teams where he made it, and
He did,
like,
but it was
he was pretty good at
different
steals.
back then. I don't think he could guard the players to today's league.
It'd be interesting. I still think he would be efficient as a passer, especially because you can't touch him. And so, like, I think his assist numbers would probably be a little bit higher.
A lot of people say, like, basketball, though, do you agree with this? Is that they say back then it was harder, but they don't also understand that in today's league, there's 7-footers that can handle the ball, man. So
it's to me,
it could go both ways.
Yeah. I don't think it's like the game was harder in the 90s. I think the game was more physical in the 90s. So like you didn't have these free roam like drives to the rim, right? And honestly, if you went to the rim, you got contact. Unless you like basically went down and you look like you're hurt, you're not getting to the free throw line. Unlike James Harden, who got to the free throw line like 20 times. So like, I could see all these modern guys playing in that era. They just would have to adjust their games, and just vice versa. I would see a lot of the older guys still being pretty good in this era. Like, you put Reggie Miller on any team in the NBA, the way
they'd be amazing.
Him, dude, he'd be averaging 30 points a game.
But then at the flip coin of that, right? If I put Steph Curry back then and they try to hand check him with his ball skills, nobody could handle the ball like Steph Curry could back then.
Absolutely.
And he would absolutely make defenders look stupid back then if they tried to hand check him. So it could go both ways. And then if I put Joel Embiid or Joker at point, what are they going to do back in those days, dude? They're going to put Shaq out there on him? That's a blow by every time, man.
Yeah, there was one guy that I thought of with all these people that we're talking about, and I always forget about him because I think of him more of as a two guard, but he was a point guard. Iverson, dude, he was tough as nails, man, and he can get to the rim. And talk about handles, yeah, man, he was nasty.
I don't know if who do you think could handle the ball better, Iverson or Steph?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I would probably go with Steph.
Yeah, because the way he creates space, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've never seen things like it.
I still think Kyrie has the best handles in the NBA, but unfortunately he doesn't play.
Yeah, he does.
But Steph is a magician with the ball, dude. He's one of the best scorers in the NBA. I know he's a shooter, but he's also one of the best scorers because he can get to the rim, he can get to the mid range, he can hit anywhere on the court. So he's just one of those generational talents. And then my last thought on this point was, if I'm going to categorize what LeBron James is, I think he's more of a point guard. So I'd probably I would easily put him at the top of the list, because if I'm building a team, I want him at my point guard. It's just, it's weird because you don't,
right? Like,
because they put him at small forward, they put him at power forward, but really, dude, he is a better version of Magic Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he is, really. But he is you have to put him at his position that he's drafted at, though, man. If we started to do this whole thing of, like, I could put players at any position, then lists are going to be all over the place. But as far as raw point guards, Magic Johnson probably the only one I'm taking over Steph.
Yeah, that's close. Magic gave you a lot of versatility, especially with his size.
Just because you know how I analyze basketball, right? I'm different than a lot of people, right? They like to look at championships, wins, everything else. The way I
which Magic has those.
Yeah, but the way I look at it is statistically, right? If a player is better at 3 of the 5 things that you have to do on a basketball court, then to me that player is better than the other player. I don't care how good the other player is. If I get better positional value out of these 3 aspects versus the other aspects, then to me he's the better basketball player. So that's how I've always looked at players. And to me, that's like how you can build a championship team. So
It'd be interesting for me to like see Magic Johnson not around good talent to see if like those numbers would still be up there. Because really, you had a Hall of Famer in James Worthy, you had Kareem, you had Michael Cooper. And I'm not saying to take away anything from Magic Johnson. I'm just curious, could he lead and create like Steph could just by purely beating everybody one-on-one?
No, that's we've seen that before, right? You said LeBron James. You've seen what LeBron has when he doesn't have a team, right? He comes out, he can still get a triple-double, but he doesn't get wins.
Yeah.
And it would be the same thing for Magic Johnson, dude. It doesn't matter who is. These are still professional athletes, right? So the 200th best player in the NBA can still make a wide open shot. So if Magic Johnson gets into the paint, kicks it out to you because he draws the whole team to him, gives you a beautiful pass, and you're wide open, the odds are the player that's shooting it's going to make it. So,
yeah, especially if you put him in today's NBA where almost everybody can shoot, right? Magic should be able to create. It's I kind of miss the point guards. Do you remember like Mark Jackson used to be in the paint to create? I kind of miss that because Magic did that too. He would draw double teams, and then he's such a great passer. He would take advantage. Yeah. It's just not what it was back then. Like
it's all pick and roll based now.
Yeah, which is funny because that's what the Jazz did for so long. Like the NBA just kind of comes full circle, right? Because like
Isaiah, I you know what? I probably would take Isaiah over Curry in the situation where I have everything like Mike said, because I do believe Isaiah was probably a better rebounder and a better defender than Steph.
He's a better athlete.
Yeah.
He was premier athlete at the time.
But Steph Curry, to be fair, underrated part of his game is his rebounding. He does still get rebounds, even though he's so small. He and a lot of offensive rebounds too. So it's kind of in big games, he'll come up in there and steal a rebound or two. So
it's fun to talk about, man. The NBA for 30 years have had these great guards that have kind of transcended the game. So it's just good to talk about like him in that category.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Next? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. My next one had to bring up is a interesting one. You know, so you got Golden State, who is probably a lot of people's number one and most eyes, or close in the top 3, right? Mm-hmm. But the team with the longest winning streak right now is the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, surprise.
Dude. Yeah, dude, they finally kind of got some stuff going along. They got healthy with some players. Eric Gordon's giving them a big lift. I really feel like Eric Gordon's very undervalued. He just had so many injuries in his career, but he's one hell of a baller on the defensive end and shooter, man. But James Harden's coming back to Houston, so this is interesting for me. What do you think happens tonight? You think Houston could keep the winning streak going?
Oh, you scared me. I thought you meant like he's getting traded back to Houston.
Hell no. He's done. He's done.
Where did that come from?
No, he's not going back to Houston.
Yeah, you had me. I was like getting BR pulled up right now to look.
Sorry. Let me rephrase. The Nets are playing the Rockets tonight, so Harden's going to be in Houston tonight. So I expect the crowd to.
If Gordon's playing, he can't. I mean, he's not. He's still going to have a defensive matchup. So
yeah.
He'll probably still drop 35.
Yeah, you think he goes big the game?
Yeah.
I think he tries to go big today.
Yeah.
I really like some of the pieces that Houston has. They got Kevin Porter Jr. from the trade from Cleveland. He's an up and coming 2 guard. They got Christian Wood from free agency from Detroit. I think he's a big man that could basically start on most teams in the NBA, because he brings you ball handling. He can stretch up the floor with his shooting, and he can block and rebound. So the Rockets, I don't see them winning tonight, but I do see them being competitive. The first 2 weeks of the year, they were getting blown out. But the last like 3 weeks, they've been really competitive in each game. And I see that happening tonight because they're going to be pumped with that crowd when James Harden comes in.
Yeah. I could definitely see the Rockets putting up an effort fight there just to prove, like, we don't need you to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it'd be funny to see what the spread is on that game.
Oh, let me pull that up real quick. I think I just had it.
Are they playing in Houston?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
in Houston. So Brooklyn's only 3.5 point favorites.
Houston has like the worst away record in the league, I think, right?
One of. Yeah. There's like one other team, I think. No. Yeah, they have the worst one.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I take it back. The Blazers. The Blazers are right there. They're 1-10 on the road.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's why I think. Yeah. Sorry, Moose.
Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, so it's a 3.5 point spread for tonight's game. Brooklyn's favored by 3.5.
Wait, aren't the Blazers like 2 games out of the A seed?
Yeah, dude, they're 1-10 on the road.
Wow, y'all could just
1-10
win some
on the
road games, you'd be in the playoffs, man.
Dude, they've gotten crushed the last 2 games without Dame. That's why Kyle's brought it up multiple times. You brought it up. This might be the year Dame finally moves on, right?
Yeah.
Like, maybe the injuries build up and they are at the bottom of the West.
While we're talking about this, right? All these articles that are coming out about who he wants to play with, he wants to be traded, and then he comes out on Twitter and says they're all lies. Like, I never said any of this. Somebody's right here. So
when there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, it's either Dame's trying to cover up some things and look like a good guy on the back end, or these reporters need to stop trying to force things to happen. But I feel like he does want to be traded.
I don't think he's publicly come out. I don't think he's even let the team know that he wants to be traded. But when he says, "Oh yeah, I would love to play with a guy like Aaron Gordon or something like that," I can totally see that. There's a lot of NBA players that talk about, "Hey, like I like their part of their game. Yeah, it would be great to play with them." Sometimes that's like a recruiting aspect. So maybe they took that tidbit and kind of twisted it around, saying, "Oh, I want to be traded to Denver." But I can totally see Dame saying, "Hey, yeah, I want to play with somebody like Aaron Gordon."
Yeah, Kyle says they have no owner, they have no GM. He said he wants out, and we have no one around him. You're right, Kyle, but at the same time, if that's the case, then Dame needs to stop coming out here and refuting reports saying that he does want out, right? It's time to step up to the plate and get it off your chest, or stay with the shitty team and never win a championship, man. It's your choice.
I think Dame is just trying to do right by Portland. Like, he's not trying to put because if he says demands he wants to be traded, like that already kind of brings down the trade value just a little bit.
But
like,
you could
he's
do
still
it
going
the
to be
right
high
way,
end.
right? Like he could come to the owner or whoever. They have to have an owner somewhere, like a board of directors or something.
I think they're in I think they're in the middle of the process of hiring a new GM, right? Because the owner passed away a while back.
Yeah, he would have to go to like the board or something and say, or the coach even, who's probably running things in the interim, and say, "Hey, look, I'm ready to move on. Let's do what's best for both of us, the franchise and me." And he could go to the media and say that too, like, "My time here, I'm sorry, Portland, it's just not going to happen. Later on down the road, who knows what could happen. Let's do what's best for the team and for me. Let's get you guys some picks and some players to build around, and let's get me on a team where I can compete for a championship." And I don't feel like anyone in Portland, really, aside from casual fans, are going to hate on Dame for that.
Nah, dude, Dame's giving him everything, man. So, like, I think most fans, the casual fan of, like, the Portland Trailblazers would be all pissed, but the diehard fans would be like, "Nah, man, he gave us everything. Like,
yeah.
I want that dude to win." Moose, you're one of those guys, man. You tell me all the time. You go, "I just want to see Dame win." Like, he just plays so damn hard, and I like him.
Yep.
You just want to see him win.
Somebody has to step up here, and it's a bad situation for everybody, unfortunately. But that's the best way, in my opinion, to handle it.
To go with your Nuggets, let's say you're playing GM. What I want two different things. What are you willing to give up to trade for Dame? And then what do you think realistically Denver could actually package to get Dame.
So I feel like if we offered them MPJ, Bones Highland, Will Barton, and Monte Morris and 2 or 3 first rounders, that could move Dame. Because I don't see another team who's going to offer Portland a chance to have a top 10 player. If I would have to see counter offers of other teams, right?
Yeah.
But MPJ is a huge risk, but that's where the first rounders come in. But if MPJ recovers, then Portland gets a possible top 10 player in the league. And then alongside that, Bones Highland has been playing really well for Denver this year and could develop into a nice superstar. And then outside of that, though, realistically, what I think Denver would have to do would possibly be MPJ, DeJounte Murray, Bones Highland.
Jamal Murray.
Yeah, sorry. Jamal Murray,
Yeah.
Bones Highland, and 2 first rounders to get that moved.
I think Jamal probably has to be involved in the package, which you and I talked about. I would kind of hate to see that. Like,
yeah.
As a Denver fan, I get it. It'd be great to have Dame there.
In all honesty, if that's the case, I kind of don't want it.
Yeah.
It's not any disrespect towards what Dame is. I do believe he's a better player than Jamal. But Jamal has the chemistry with the team. And whether we win a championship or not, man, to me, that chemistry and loyalty he's provided to the Nuggets since we've drafted him is worth more than trying to give him away to try and take an easier route to a championship. So
you're riding and dying with Jamal.
Yeah, and riding and dying with Jamal pretty much means I'm riding and dying with Mr. Michael Porter. So, because we're giving you a max. So you gotta, really, unfortunately, that's what it comes down to in Denver is health. But
yep, it sucks, man. I felt like these last 3 years, they definitely, this was their window to win a championship.
Yeah, dude.
Like all they have the pieces when healthy, but it's always been somebody, right? MPJ's been hurt, Jamal's hurt, so like it's always something. It's tough because that kind of reminds me of Portland. Portland got up there to the Western Conference Finals several times, but they would always have a major injury on one of their runs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see. The West is tight, like we talked about all year, especially the bottom of the West. The Memphis Grizzlies are surging now, so like that's another team I could see probably getting to the Western Conference Finals if they do everything right. Their young pieces are developing. They got a superstar in
I will say this,
John
though,
Morant.
right now it's Nuggets Warriors round 1. So you get my prediction.
That's if the Nuggets win their play-in game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we do have to play the play-in game, right? We'd play the Blazers right now, right?
You play the Timberwolves, who are up and coming.
Wait, we played the 9th? I thought 7 played 9.
I thought 7 played 10 and 8 played 9.
That's kind of a rip-off, isn't it?
I mean, that's normally how it works. The higher seed gets the
Okay,
lowest.
you're right. I'm dumb. I'm looking at this backwards. Okay, yeah, I'm stupid. Ignore me. Yeah. So we would get... I'd rather play Minnesota than Portland anyway, so I'm okay with that. We still got a lot of basketball left, though, so it's a little early for that. But
Minnesota has a lot of talent. I just never know if they're going to commit to the defensive end and show up, because they got Karl Anthony Towns, who's one of the top bigs in the league. They got the number 1 pick last year. I think Anthony, is his name Edwards? Yeah. I'm blanking right now. Dude, he's really developing with this with this jump shot, and he can get to the rim when he wants to. And then he still got D'Lo. Honestly, I think they need to trade D'Lo and probably get more pieces.
He's a good player, but he just never fits in with anybody, man.
Nope. No, his best team was that Nets when he made that playoff run.
When it's all him, all the time.
Yep.
But that's the kind of player he is.
Yeah. Well, looking at the East, man, I talked about the Cleveland Cavaliers a few times. They've been battling through injuries, but they're still hanging in there at the number 8 seed. The rest of the East kind of looks like what we thought it would be. Milwaukee figured things out, so they're 9-1 of their last 10 games, so they're playing really well. Giannis is playing at MVP form. They're getting healthy. The Bulls, I see them coming down a couple notches this next 2 weeks. They literally got hit with like 5 players on COVID. Yeah. So it's going to be a tough ride for them.
And they've been on a winning streak and are still barely holding that second seed, I think.
Yeah, yeah. They're only one game up on Milwaukee, so
yeah. At the end of the season, I feel like they'll be behind, like the 5th seed, probably.
Yeah. I had them at 4 when we started the season. Like, I thought they'd be a top 4 seed. So 5, like that, I don't really see a lot of difference in 4 and 5.
Yeah, either the Wizards or Sixers will probably overtake them.
Yeah, the Sixers, they really need to either make a move or get Ben Simmons back to really push themselves up and have a chance to compete for a championship.
I feel like at the trade deadline this year, we're going to have a lot of movement, man. So a lot of this stuff is going to get shaken up at the trade deadline.
This might be the most exciting trade deadline in the last few years. Yeah, you're right. I think there's going to be a bunch of big moves because there's a lot of teams that are close.
Yep.
And if they just get one piece, even if it's a rental, they'll mortgage some like future picks to try to get that championship.
And a lot of teams right now are understanding like, hey, like LeBron's dominance isn't here right now. KD's dominance isn't here right now. These teams are vulnerable, and we can. The league's a lot more close than it's ever been, in my opinion. So a lot of these teams are like, if we can just move some things around, we could get a team that can compete.
Yep. And as we saw, anything can happen. Like the Nets had an injury in the playoffs last year. I forgot who else had an injury in the playoffs last year. And you had like a surprise team like the Hawks run through and get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So there's a lot of optimism in the NBA right now.
It's a good thing to see, man. You have a lot. Yeah. You have a lot more interest in your sport. I feel like the NBA is going to see that this year, and they're going to see their ratings boost because they're going to see more people are interested in their chance at winning a championship. So they're going to watch their teams more, and then maybe the NBA will finally act and put a hard cap and some tags in. But we'll see.
I will say, going as far as the Eastern Conference, there's one team I think that might surprise you in the near future. I see the Toronto Raptors getting in the top 5, top 6.
This year?
Yeah, in the Eastern Conference. So they've been borderline 500 for most of the year competing, but they were doing it without their best player who had shoulder surgery.
Siakam?
And Siakam is back now. So I kind of anticipate them to make a run because they basically have the same team that they had, except they have some younger guys that are playing a lot better when they got the number 2 or 3 seed in the Eastern Conference a couple of years ago. So I could totally see them being in the top 6.
Yeah, I mean, I love Siakam, dude. He's one of my favorite players. Richie knows that. I've liked him since he got drafted to Toronto. But I don't think they have enough yet. So they also have my boy over there, Mr. Uzi, I believe. What's his name?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, why can I not think of his name right now? The guy who built Denver, though. So, he's one of the best GMs in basketball, if not the best, in my opinion.
You don't like Sam Presti? I mean, Sam Presti has like 40 first-round picks in the next 6 years.
I'm okay with that, man. Hard pass. Appreciate it.
I just want to bring that point up about Sam Presti. I don't know. At the one time, he was probably the top GM in basketball. He drafted Westbrook. He drafted Harden. He drafted Durant, which was an easy one. But the other two really worked out. He got Serge Ibaka. Adams. They know how to draft. So I know they're stocking up, but I'm just like, when are you going to actually start building a team, man? Because this last few years just looks ridiculous. You just lost by 73 points.
Yeah.
The NBA record a couple of nights ago.
I don't know. That was disgusting, dude. There's nothing I can say more than that. I would be pissed if that was my team, dude.
Yeah, guys, I was talking to Mayo. We were online playing a game, and I go, dude, the Memphis Grizzlies just beat OKC by 73. And they go, no, they didn't. And I was like, they scored 152 points. And I was like, that's ridiculous in today's NBA.
I still can't believe that happened, man.
And 2 years ago, they lost by like 59 points. They have two of the largest losing.
At that point, like, you have to just immediately fire somebody. Like, I don't understand how you can come out of that and not lose somebody on that team. And then it's just like with Denver, dude. If you're running the ball so well and you throw one play action pass, somebody needs to be fired the next day. And I can't wait for tomorrow because we're doing our picks. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm picking Detroit to beat Denver. And then we're going to fire Vic Fangio's ass right after that game.
We're going to make our picks tomorrow. And I'm just going to let y'all know. Do not bet with me on my picks. I had a really good week last week. I was like 11-3 in picks. That law of averages said I'm going to have a really bad week coming up. So just a heads up, fans. I'm going to make some picks, and then you're going to do head scratching next week.
Yeah, it'll be fun times, man.
Yeah. What are you most interested to see transpire in the second half? We're almost at Christmas, right? And that's when the NBA actually starts to get competitive. What are you interested to see happen coming forward?
Trade deadlines for sure at the top of that list. I want to see consistency from Golden State and Utah. Phoenix. Phoenix. I also am very interested to see how the East plays out. See what happens with Kyrie. He might get moved at the deadline too. So who knows, man. But biggest thing I want to see as a Nuggets fan, right? It's got to be something with my team, and just get in, boys. Like, get into the play-in tournament. That's all we're asking of you, Denver fans, this year. In all honesty, I don't expect much with all the injuries we've had. People think it's just our stars, but even our role players are hurt now.
Oh yeah, dude, you've had a lot of injuries.
So, Joker, if you could somehow carry this team without Jamal and MPJ and all those injuries into the playoffs and win and get against the Warriors and upset them, you are the MVP again. I don't care who wins MVP this year. You are the MVP.
That's why I really think the NBA should include the playoffs when they discuss this MVP award. It's ridiculous. They're like, no, we're doing the regular season. Like, but it's frustrating. I hate when I see an MVP in some sport and the team didn't even make the playoffs, man.
Who's leading the MVP right now?
Steph is up there. I know Chris Paul is up there.
That's fair.
Chris
Paul.
Yeah, well,
but just stop, dude.
Dude, the Phoenix Suns are 20-4.
He had it. He should have had it last year. This is the second year. You don't get the sympathy points no more.
He's also one of the best clutch shooters. I'm not gonna say playoffs. I'm just saying in regular season, the last 3 years, his efficiency in the clutch time is incredible.
Yeah, I get that, dude. I was all on board last season with saying it was either CP3 or Joker.
Yeah.
And I'm happy Joker got it as a Nuggets fan, of course. And I believe he did deserve it. But I do also believe that last year was the opportunity for us to say CP3 deserved that MVP award because he went to that team after they had nothing and took them all the way into weren't they the number 1 seed? Yeah.
They were number 2. Utah was number 1.
Okay, yeah. So the number 2 seed, that's well deserving of an MVP in my book. But now that we've seen the talent that they have and those players have gotten paid, Chris Paul's kind of an afterthought on that team. If you took him off of that team at this point, I honestly believe they would still be where they're at, if maybe 1 seed back. So,
I'd probably put him down to 5 if they didn't have Chris Paul.
I really like Peyton, so to me, he would get that playing time.
Yeah. Oh, Payne? Is it talking about Payne?
Don't they
Cameron
have?
Payne?
Yeah. Wait, no. Peyton is their backup point guard, right?
I think I thought it was Payne.
Let me see.
I know you've been on this Peyton bandwagon for a couple days. We're talking about the Orlando backup.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe that's who I'm getting confused. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, it is Payne. You're right. Cameron
Okay.
Payne. No, it's Payton. Alfred Payton. I like him. Cameron
Oh,
Payne's good too, but I like
yeah.
Alfred Payton.
I haven't even seen him play that much the
Yeah, he
last
got
couple
some
games.
playing time last year against us, and he looks really good, man. So
He's always been that guy, but he's always been on bad teams where it's like, hey, he's almost averaging a triple double, right? He can get to the rim, he passes really well, defends pretty well, rebounds. If he became a better shooter, I think he would really, really step up in the top 15 point guard category.
but what would happen if Chris Paul was gone is that Payne, Payton, and Bridges would get increased minutes, right? And I really don't see how that is a negative, in my opinion. Like, I don't see that being too big of a fall off for them at this point in Chris Paul's career. So that's why I'm saying, like, as an MVP standpoint, if I take somebody off that team, where do they go, right? And maybe they fall. Let's just go with your worst case situation to the 5th seed. I believe they'd still be 3 or 4, but they'd probably still be at least the 5th seed in the West. Whereas if you took Joker off of the Nuggets, we're in the lottery for the number 1 pick. So
I'm going to tell you, man, that's tough because Chris Paul's the GOAT, man. In my opinion, he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT of getting the worst contracts in the NBA. I don't know how this fool got multiple $40 million deals when he's past 36.
yeah,
That's crazy to me, dude. The guy is he knows how to. Yeah, man. He's like the players union rep. He's also like the head of the association, and he somehow like managed to get everything he wanted from the last trade and the contract. Chris Paul, you are a very, very brilliant man. All right, I commend you for that. I don't know if you're going to win an NBA championship, but man, I would trust you to make investments.
Realistically, also, if it was like that for the MVP, though, LeBron would probably win a lot more MVPs. So,
oh yeah, there's been a lot of years where LeBron should have won it.
yeah.
It was very similar to the Jordan years where like people just got kind of burnt out and tired of Jordan, and they gave the MVP award to some other players, and you're like, it's Jordan. Yeah, all right, everybody knows it's Jordan.
We all know who
that was the same thing with LeBron, man.
Yeah.
LeBron, we knew you were the MVP, even though you didn't get it a few years. Now, granted, I know like there's some other players that had abnormal great years. That's why you give them Most Improved Player, right? You don't give them the MVP.
So who's your MVP right now? You're going with Chris Paul?
Oh no! I'm not going with Chris Paul. I'm probably going with probably Steph and Giannis. Giannis was really carrying that team when they went through all these injuries and kept them afloat. And now they're healthy, and he's a stud, man. He's like top 3 player in the NBA.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. To me, there's like 5 people that could win it right now. I would think Steph, Giannis, LeBron, Joker, Joel.
Joel's definitely up there because most of the Sixers losses, he was out with COVID. He's really carried that team.
And you could even put Luka in there if Dallas somehow gets a little run going.
Yeah, they need if you want to put Luka in the MVP conversation, they need to be a top 3 seed. Team. Yeah, they can't be in the bottom of the tier to put him. And he's a world talent. He's one of the best out there. Yeah. But if you want to put yourself in MVP category, you need to be a top 3 seed.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So we'll see how it closes out. But right now, I could see 6 players in the running for MVP.
I got one last topic, and it kind of works with your Nuggets because I thought of this earlier today. The Indiana Pacers basically are like, hey, we're going to rebuild. We got pieces that we want to get rid of. Miles Turner, Sabonis, and LeVert. And those are all solid NBA players, right? Like, I'd be happy to take any one of those on my team.
Turner on the Spurs would make a playoff team.
Yeah, dude. I've been asking for the Miles Turner trade for like 6 years.
At least the play-in. And Thaddeus wants out too, right? So Thaddeus in the first for Turner.
That ain't gonna happen. Because well, I don't see Indiana going, hey, we just want to take the first round pick for Turner. We probably want more than that because Thaddeus is on a 1 year
So
contract and then a
Thaddeus and two
rental.
firsts.
Yeah, that could probably move it. I was curious though, what you thought if Indiana made the gamble, went for MPJ first, and y'all got Sabonis. Aaron Gordon could play the small forward position. You would have one of the best big lineups front court in basketball. And Sabonis is a terrific shooter, cutter, and passer. I think he would pair well with Joker.
That would be disgusting. But financially, this year, like I told you with Dame, right? We have to give up Jamal because we already have 3 players on a max. So unless our owner wants to pay luxury, MPJ is only making like $2 million this year.
But it's next year he's making
the max.
18, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's happening with Sabonis. He's not on a supermax contract. He's only making 18. Yeah, dude, he's on that second year contract on the max.
So it'd have to be Barton and MPJ then.
And a first. I think that would be a really good move for Denver. It would really give some help with Joker where he doesn't have to just constantly pound.
In a heartbeat, but
yeah, man. If I'm the Pacers, I think that's might be one of the better
take the
trade assets
dude.
that you get.
Take the flyer, try and get the top 10 player, man.
Yeah, and then
I'm sure we'd have to put a first in there too, but in all honesty, we don't need more draft picks, Denver. Like, yeah, we got enough people we need.
Oh, you got enough young talent. Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all don't need, and that's how I feel about the Spurs. We have all these guys that are trying to develop and young. Now, I don't want more draft picks. I want players that can compete.
Yeah, to build a roster. We need some vets, some people we know can play basketball already.
I really think Sabonis would be a great fit for y'all. So that I was thinking about that before we got on the show because I was reading that trade report.
I really feel like Conley is in love with MPJ, and that's his guy. That's his pick, and he wants to make the NBA look stupid for not picking him. And I don't see Denver even moving anything at the deadline. That's my honest thoughts on Denver, but I really hope they do. But it's not my choice. So
we're both of our teams, man. We want to see them make a move on the playoffs. If I had to pick a team that's going to make a move, it's going to be Denver because San Antonio doesn't ever make moves. In fact, like they should trade Thaddeus Young. There's already people interested in him, and I bet you they're going to be like, oh, hey man, we're gonna let you go, and you can go pick whatever team you want. Thanks for 6 months of mentoring.
Yeah, pretty much.
They've done that like the last 3 years. Nah, man, trade, get something for it.
We already have so many role players and young guys. Like, we didn't even get a chance to see what Bobo's got, man. And Malone refuses to even give him playing time.
Ooh, that might do it. MPJ, Bobo.
Yeah, I don't know what Bobo holds as far as trade value in the league, but we got to wait and see, man. That's why I'm so anticipated for the deadline because I really feel like a lot of teams could
benefit.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a lot of noise this year because we talked about it. Both conferences are really tight. The NBA, I don't really see a dominant team like in years past where I'm like, oh, it's gonna be these two teams. I mean, you can put the Nets in that category if they get Kyrie back.
If Denver could somehow say we're gonna trade Jamal in a first for either Dame or Kyrie. And then we can trade MPJ in a first with Barton for the forward from Indiana.
Sabonis.
Denver would win championships for the next 3 years, probably.
Dude, it'd be a nasty team, man. I just think Sabonis is a great passer, and Joker's a great passer, and Aaron Gordon's an underrated passer. Like, if they could just be unselfish with the ball, they're going to be really tough to guard. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. That's what makes it fun.
Yep. Have you done a NBA fantasy before, Mel?
Nah.
No.
I love the Nuggets, man, and I love basketball. But my real take on the NBA is that I don't watch it as like it's expecting the Nuggets to win because of how broken the sport is. It needs a hard cap and it needs franchise tags. If you put those two things in the NBA, then I'll start watching it and I'll get into it like I do football, where I can give you stats of everybody that plays the damn game. But as it is now, I can do that. I know a lot more than a normal casual fan does, though, for sure. But I just enjoy football way more than basketball.
I've been a diehard basketball person since I was like 2. I probably logged hundreds of thousands of hours of watching games. I would watch everybody that's not my team. But man, NBA fantasy is so rough. And at times I'm like, God, dude, I have to pick like 10 people, and I have to think about all the different stats, and I get negative effect by shooting percentage, turnovers, and all that stuff. Nah, man, I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
NFL fantasy, dude, it's golden. That's baseball fantasy is also a crazy amount of shit to manage. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Fantasy football, give me that all day.
A lot more simplistic, man.
Yeah, dude. It's to me, it's easier to manage, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know which I have to have: quarterback, running back, receivers, tight end, and a defense and a kicker. The NBA, dude, I'm just like constantly alternating my lineups because you can have 5 people play different positions.
And you can have somebody like the Peyton for the Magic drop you 60 fantasy points.
Yeah, dude. Brandon Ingram did that the other night. He had like a 40-point game, and it was like 60 fantasy points. But then he'll go like 2 weeks where he barely breaks like 20 points.
Yeah.
It's nuts. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the show tomorrow.
Me too.
The picks. I'm really interested about your Thursday night pick. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus who are they playing? I know you mentioned it.
For Thursday?
Yeah. Pittsburgh versus...
shoot, I gotta look. Why can't I remember this? I was just talking to you about it.
Oh, the Vikings. Yeah, we were just talking about it. The Vikings. So it's confirmed that Thean's going to be out.
Yeah.
And then Cook is a maybe.
They have too many injuries, dude. So
yeah, dude. But it's in Minnesota. The Steelers are played like shit, like half the season.
Right. Yeah, we'll talk about this tomorrow. But
I know, man. I'm excited because it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I don't see them. The Vikings don't have Barr either. So
and then we got the Mayo versus Mike game of the week again. The Browns versus the Ravens.
Yeah.
Baker versus Lamar. We'll see what happens.
Who shows up here?
So and then we got the Chiefs and Raiders. That's always going to be an interesting game. Cowboys-Redskin rivalry. It's going to be exciting.
The shit bowl, Denver versus Detroit.
Nah, man, that's going to be the game I watch. I'm going to watch Detroit put up 10 points and then disappoint you.
They beat us, bro.
You see the line for Denver?
What is it?
It's 8.5.
Oh, dude, I'm Detroit all day, baby.
We talked about it all year, guys. Detroit has played tight games.
Whenever I pick on Detroit, pick the opposite.
Yeah. So Mayo, you should pick the Broncos. Secretly,
I'm not picking
you should give somebody, go tell Ruby, be like, hey, I need you to go bet on the Lions for me. All right.
Hi Ruby. Hi babe. I need you to pick the Lions.
Oh man, yeah. Bills Buccaneers, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good week, man.
Yeah, man. I got a lot to talk about tomorrow. We appreciate y'all coming out. I don't know if it's on my end, but the chat broke up, or the Twitch stream broke up because now I'm not seeing anybody in chat. And even when
anything in a minute, I don't think.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything in a while, and the page cut out on my end. I saw it like timeout.
Oh.
So if we lost some of y'all, I'm sorry. But
yeah,
we appreciate y'all joining.
Yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all again so much. As always, make sure you share, follow, like. It really helps us out. And we hope y'all have a great day.
Have a good one, everybody.